Welcome back, everyone. There are plenty of ways to help improve your child's immune system the natural way.
Here to walk us through it is Dr. Tiffany Johnson from Healing Touch Chiropractic. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
So let's talk about the problem first. How do we know if there's signs or challenges with our son or daughter's immune system?
Well, first of all, we're coming into cold and flu season, right? We're coming into daycare and school season. And typically that's what people will say kind of starts the immune process. Kids going back to daycare, kids getting out of the outside, right? Most people think of immune issues as colds and flus exclusively, and there are a bazillion different signs of immune system stress. So just a few things that aren't normal. Okay. Allergies, asthma, chronic coughs. A lot of parents will say that it's all the seasonal allergy stuff. It's when harvest happens. Well, is that normal? Would that be normal?
I guess so if it happens every year for you, but it shouldn't be, maybe.
Right, and I think that's the biggest thing. It's bronchitis, pneumonia, RSV, ear infections.
Constipation even.
Right.
Fatigue, skin rashes.
Absolutely. Okay. So 80% of the immune system starts and correlates with the gut, the digestive tract. So when we have immune issues, typically we're going to have digestive issues also. And that, you know, for moms and dads, all we know is to just kind of treat whatever comes up. And I say, let's figure out what's going on and what the problem is, fix that, and see if that body can start to heal how it's supposed to.
We're also used to you know, using medicine because that's what we're getting it from an expert, you know, a doctor. In a lot of cases, sometimes medicine does work. But if that's all we know, that's what we turn to.
Absolutely. And, you know, the average child, it takes about 9 antibiotics in their lifetime. And a lot of people will say, well, why don't you do that? And I can proudly say that I have a 10 and a 13-year-old. They've never been on an antibiotic. My assistant Lindy has a 2 and a 5-year-old, and they haven't. So like, they went to daycare when they were 6 weeks old, and they went to school the same as all these other kids. So then it's just to look at what is really going on in this babe's body, that the balance isn't there. And once they get sick once, many times the moms will say, they just kept getting sick and sick and sick.
I think one of the most shocking things you just said is 80% of the immune system is dependent upon what's going on in the stomach. So how do you create maybe a better environment in that area to help improve the immune system? Is it probiotics, or what are we talking about?
Well, first of all, it's food. And I think in this day and age, we're a quick fix society. So sugar is high, processed food is high, gluten is high. And I don't mean that those are all toxic to everybody, but the first thing that we do when our infant is 6 months old is give them what kind of cereal? Do you remember with Chase?
Oatmeal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that little grainy stuff.
Yeah, rice, oatmeal,
yeah.
And that's sugar. So that's the first thing they get if they're breastfed exclusively. That's the first thing they get into their gut is sugar. So that just starts the process over and over and over. And then as antibiotics are introduced, that kills the good gut bacteria as well as the bad. I was just looking on the CDC actually, and there's a lot of information on antibiotic overuse, and they blatantly put it out there. They're not supposed to be given for viral infections, only bacterial, and many times bacterial infections will go away on their own at about the same amount of time that we give an antibiotic. So, you know, it's just a perspective shift. We all have a purpose in terms of what we do and why we do it, and my biggest one is we need to reduce the amount of toxins going into our kids' bodies so that they can be healthy.
On that thought, we'll get much more when we come back.